Tunisia, Sundowns nil, Esperance nil, but most importantly, Sundowns have the advantage when it comes to the aggregate score. It is 1-0 from that first leg in Pretoria. We've been watching the game here with two legends who both won continental silverware, Hlompo Kekana as well as Dr. Khumalo, and we're going to get straight into it. Hlompo, so far so good for Sundowns for you?
So far so good, Mr. I look at the position of the Mamelodi Sundowns team. I love how they use the ball, and that's the only way to frustrate the opposition. When you play away, especially in their backyard, you must make sure that you use the ball properly. And I was happy when they started putting the ball on the deck.
But it was Esperance who had the first chance here, from as early as the second minute here. They were you could expect.
Because, I mean, this was early in the match where, you know, had we considered this one, I think it was going to be a match where we're going to play under pressure. But I was happy to see this happening, you know, big save from the big goalkeeper. So I believe he has brought some confidence to the boys.
Yeah. And for you, Doc, what have you liked about this first half from Sundowns?
Good evening, first. I think what I like most is the public response. Sundowns dealt with the public response. I'm talking about the crowd and the lasers and everything. They've dealt with it professionally, and it's not affecting them. And also, what I like most is tactical flexibility. Sundowns, they bring a different shape, different type of the game. They slow the game down. They keep possession, one-on-one on the right-hand side with Ribeiro doing his own thing. Surprise elements by your Mkwena, Adams. So they actually playing to their strength because what is happening? Remember, these guys, they're chasing the game. So what is it that they will do? Obviously, they'll press you high. This is what they've never done it in Pretoria. But the unfortunate part, will they be...
I think you should learn from that, especially a goal against Orlando Pirates in FNB. They're the same movement from Mahopa. This is the same as Beleni. And he's going to give him this kind of runs the whole 90 minutes because he's smart. He knows how to play off the shoulder of the last defender, and I think he should know.
So he's on the wrong side, Suarez. Is he?
He needs to be on goal side all the time, and he needs to be patient, especially when you play against tricky strikers.
Talking about tricky strikers, here is Ribeiro. Doc, you liked what he was doing on that other side there, and you were talking about how they attack sporadically when they have to attack.
If they have to attack, they will attack. And the one thing that they need to give him the permission, this young man, Ribeiro. When they play the ball to him, they mustn't go to support him. Leave him one-on-one. This is where now you're going to see the best of Ribeiro. Because if he takes on one player, he will look at the second one. How many goals has he scored by taking on 4 or 5 players?
There was a time when he took on a player, and you said in studio, it's allowed, boys. It's allowed.
Yes, it's allowed because they don't like it. So the reason why they're in front foot is because Sundowns is doing things that they were expecting, but they can't deal with them on the field. Now look at Shalulile. Shalulile, he's keeping the central defenders because he's not all over the show. He's the peripheral striker. The unfortunate part, that was an unfortunate with
great shot by Ayende here, just hitting the post.
In the studio. Now second half, if I nearly got it right. But if they can just keep an eye on the keeper while they're building up, look at the keeper. He's always playing as a last defender, trying to direct traffic. So it's coming out of his line. From that goal, Uga Washa Sandales.
We all know. We all know that. And we saw also earlier, Jaden Adams also had an opportunity. He saw something, he might have reacted late, but he also took the shot there.
Yeah, well, he's supposed to take a shot earlier, and we saw he wanted to take the shot, but you know, he had a second thought about it. The more you overthink about it, you'll never take the shot. And I could tell even when he took a shot, it was a reaction of what the chance that he missed from not taking the shot. But I think he needs to learn to make sure that before the keeper set,
look up.
You have to do that.
You do it something there. Okay, there is another game on the go. Well, there are actually 2 other quarterfinals besides this one. We've got an eye on that, especially Al Hilal against Al Ahly, because the winner here will face the winner in the Sundowns and Esperance tie. And let's take a look at how it's going there. Also, there's also Asfar up against Pyramids. Pyramids leading 4-1 from the first leg, which was an incredible result that no one expected, because Asfar had topped their group with Sundowns, but it was Afsar that took the lead here and leading by a goal to nil against Pyramids. So it is 4-2 at the moment. Pyramids did think that they had a goal, but it was later disallowed their Fiston Mayela. So 1-0 to Asfar up against Pyramids. The winner here will face the winner of Pirates and MC Alger, and it's still goalless between Al Hilal and Al Ahly, but Al Ahly leading 1-0 from the first leg. We'll take a short break and we'll look ahead to what we can expect in the second half. Away from home, taking a look at the bench here, Shompo. You know these players very well. Do they need to do anything right now, or what do you see happening in the second half?
I think in the second half they just need to make sure that they use the ball like they did in the first half. But I mean in the restart of the match, they need to slow it very. They need to slow it down, because I see they've got a quick restart. We don't need that, especially in the match of this nature where you're leading 1-0. It's on the edge. Try to use to play for time. And I saw when Doki when the shot Marcelo Orlando took, it's the episode of good build up of where people are just patient to play whoever is closer to you, and as a result, it give you an advantage, because they will be very frustrated. They will come out and it will give you.
So they shouldn't change it now. We haven't seen much of Salas in that first half.
He has helped us in terms of coming into deep and adding to the midfielders, because we need numbers in the midfield to make sure that they've got that numerical advantage in the midfield.
And you understand that, Doc, that he drops in Salas and he helps in the midfield?
Yeah, I really like his new role, because it's more effective than the one that he had before. Because Magafiga, me and Klopo were like, I know they didn't buy a proper player. But he's doing well at the moment, and they just have to be wary in terms of Esperance.
Yeah.
So they have a striker, Diakite, who's on the bench. Not a very bad striker at all, because while mentioning striker, I don't think they would put a defender whereas they're chasing a game.
No.
So it's either they must put an attacking midfielder or the
Like a Mukwana.
Like a Mukwana, yes, for example, Mukwana, because there's a Brazilian in Jan and Rodrigo. They haven't done that much, and also the Algerian Bilali. The fourth strikers, they haven't done anything that much that one can say, wow, ish. So maybe a Mukwana for Baililan, and then they just have to leave Rodrigo and Jan, because those Brazilians, they've been a fun for for Mamelodi Sundowns. So at the moment, they just have to deal with the attack of these three players who are coming from Algeria, and the two Brazilians, Rodrigo and Jan.
Okay, we're going to go back then to our commentary team, Ray and Tutuzeli Sport will take us through the second half in Rhodesia. Sundowns holding their own, playing very disciplined performance.